In our culture, we have this strange thought that helping other people is always the right thing to do. We've been told since we were kids that you have to always say yes to be a good, moral, loving person. You should always give. You need to be present all the time. And if you delay, pause, or set a limit, then something is wrong with you. You must only care about yourself. You must be mean. What if I told you, though, that this whole idea is wrong? What if the strong desire to assist, fix, and save everyone is not really love, but rather a way of getting in the way of life's lessons? Take a look. If you always save someone from the consequences of their acts, what are you really doing? They don't need your help. They are stuck because of you. You're making it impossible for them to learn. You are in the way of them getting the knowledge. That can only come from life experience. Not that I want us to become cold or uncaring. That would be also very far, right? It's not even a question of whether we should care. How we care is the question. And even more importantly, who we choose to focus our energy on. Because you can see, some people will drain you. It won't matter how much you give. They will keep taking, and it's not tragic that they are taking. The terrible thing is that you're stopping them from growing. Here are 7 types of people that you need to learn how to spot. Not so you can criticize or judge them, but so you can keep your energy safe and let them go through the things they need to go through to wake up. Number 1, people who are always lazy. You see, there is a difference between someone who is having a hard time and someone who has given up. Someone who is having a hard time will use your help as a stepping stone. But someone who is always lazy will use your help as a hammock. They have decided, whether they are aware of it or not, that life is too hard and that someone else should take care of them. When you help them, you become that other person they count on, not because they can't do things on their own, but because they know someone will always help them out. Now look at what nature does. A bird won't bring food to a chick that won't open its mouth. A tree doesn't keep feeding a pot that isn't making fruit. There is no doubt about this in nature. Something is finally cut off if it isn't producing or contributing. This isn't done out of cruelty, but because it's smart. The person who is always lazy will always have a reason. They'll tell you about their hard life, bad luck, and unfair situations. And some of what they say may be true. But you need to ask this question. Do they have anything planned for it right now? Do they have any plans, no matter how small, to change things? Would they rather just wait for someone to fix it for them? Helping someone who doesn't want help takes away something valuable from them. You take away their ability to feel good about what they've done. You take away their strength, which comes from getting through hard times. You take away the very thing they need most, which is to learn that they can do it. Some of you have been carrying people for a long time. You pay their charges. You make things better for them. You clean up after them. You tell yourself you're being kind every time you do it. However, what if your kindness makes them weaker? What if your help is what keeps them from being able to stand up on their own? The lazy person needs to be hungry. There needs to be pain for them. They need to accept the natural results of their decisions, because they will only move when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Number 2, the always ungrateful. Do you ever notice how some people can take a really nice gift and not care about it at all? They won't even think twice about taking your time, money, energy, or even your heart. They won't say thank you, recognize you, or show any appreciation. This isn't a mistake. This is a problem with character. Being thankful isn't just a nice thing to do. When someone is grateful, they know they are a part of something bigger than themselves. Thankful people know that every good thing, gift, and act of kindness is not something they owe, but something that is given to them willingly. Because when you know this, you value gifts more. But someone who isn't thankful thinks that the world owes them something. They think they deserve your help. And the more you give them, the more they think they deserve it. Why does it seem to work both ways? People don't like it when you give them too much. A person I knew helped a friend pay his rent for 6 months in a row. He gave up his own comfort month after month to make sure this friend had a place to live. Also, do you know what the friend said? He was upset. He said the flat was too little for him. The man said the neighborhood wasn't nice enough. He was upset that other people had better lives than him. He never said thank you. He never thanked them for the sacrifice. What did the man do when the 6 months were up and he could no longer help? The friend got mad. It hurt him because he thought the help he got wasn't a gift but a loan that was now being unfairly called in. This is how selfish people act. They don't see kindness. They see that you are weak. They don't see kindness. They see a chance. They will keep taking until you have nothing left. You are not making seeds when you help someone who is not thankful. They are being thrown into a pit with no bottom. The pit will never be full, no matter how much you throw. Third, the haughty and sure of themselves. Some people don't need your help. They want you to agree with them. They don't want smart people like you. They want you to prove what they already think. They will completely reject you if you even try to give something that makes them question how they see themselves. The cocky person doesn't suffer from not knowing enough. They are suffering from too much pride. They think they already know. They think the way they do things is right, and anyone who says otherwise is just wrong. Now, pride is a strange thing. It looks like confidence, but it's really fear. The cocky person is scared of being wrong because being right is a big part of who they are. Their whole sense of self starts to fall apart if they say they don't know something or that they need help. So they push back, protect, argue, and say no. This guy can't get help, not because they can't get help, but because they don't think they do. Anything you give them will be useless until they realize that on their own. Jesus turned away from these kinds of people. He didn't go after them. He didn't beg them to pay attention because he knew something very important. He just said what needed to be said and went on. If someone is set on being stupid, you can't make them become wise. The haughty person needs to fall. They need to learn what happens when you're too proud. They have to fall so hard that when they finally look up, they see that they don't know everything. In that case, when they are broken and ashamed, they will be ready to accept help. Number 4, people who are always bad. These days, people don't like to use words like wicked or evil. So I want to be very careful. We like using kinder words. People are upset or confused when we say this. In this world, There are also people who are not lost. They are aware of what they are doing but still do it. Someone who makes mistakes is not evil. We all do bad things. Someone who has made being bad their way of life is wicked. They lie, cheat, trick, and hurt other people without feeling bad about it. And they don't change when they are challenged. They explain. You become a partner of a bad person when you help them. You allow them to act that way. You give them the tools they need to keep hurting people. Also, let me say something. What you give them won't help them change. It will only make them more evil. Wisdom systems from all over the world tell us not to help bad people for a reason. We're not mean because we don't care. Because we know that some people have picked a bad road that will end badly. They won't let you get off that road. Instead, they'll pull you along with them. The bad person doesn't want to be helped. They want to be given power. Someone needs to pay for their plans, lie for them, and clean up after them. And you won't help them if you take on that job. In this case, you are working with darkness. Fifth, the people who will always be stupid. A fool is not someone who is not smart. Someone who doesn't want to learn is a fool. Over and over, they do the same wrong thing. Don't listen to advice. They don't accept knowledge. When they touch the hot stove more than once, they wonder why their hand is burned. A wise person is different from a fool in a very easy way. To be smart, you have to learn from your mistakes. A fool doesn't. Let's look at what makes this especially hard. The fool will often come to you when they are in trouble. They'll be in trouble. They are going to be desperate, and you'll feel sorry for them. You'll need to help. You'll want to save them. But there is a trend you can see if you look at their past. This isn't their first trouble. It's not the first time they've needed help. The truth is that they've been through this many times before. Every time someone tried to help them, they went back to the same bad habits that got them in trouble in the first place. The fool is like someone who is drowning and won't grab the life jacket you throw them. They keep rolling around and falling under. And if you try to save them, they'll pull you under too. You can't help a fool. Life is the only thing that can teach them. The only thing that can make them give up is the results of their own deeds. You stop those effects from happening if you keep getting in the way. The sixth person is the master deceiver. Due to how hard they are to spot, the trickster is likely the most dangerous person on this list. They don't want something from you. They have lives. They don't take money straight from you. You want to give because of them. The deceiver knows how people work. They understand that good people want to help. They know that people who are nice feel bad when they say no. They use what they know as a tool. What they say will be just what you need to hear. Their plan is to make you feel bad. Soon, you'll be doing things for them that you would never do for anyone else because they make you feel important and sought after. This thing can change its shape. For one person, they are the harm. They are the hero in another way. Their story changes based on who they're talking to. You will find that the stories don't match if you share notes with other people who have dealt with them. Giving money to a liar is not the same as giving money to someone who needs it. You're giving something to feed. You are giving them the tools they need to keep playing their games. They will turn on you as soon as you stop giving, as soon as they see through the act. They will make you look like the bad guy. Tell other people how you hurt them, and then move on to the next person they want to hurt. 7th, the rebel who won't change. Finally, there's the person who knows they should do better but doesn't. They know what to do. They were told what to do and were warned. They don't care, though. It's their choice to keep going down that bad road, and nothing you say or do will change that. The person who doesn't want to change isn't stupid. They refuse to obey. They know what's right, but they'd rather do what's wrong. They will smile, nod, and agree with everything you say when you try to help them. They go back to their old ways when you turn your back on them. Though, sometimes it's hard to let go of this kind of person because you can see what they could become. You can see what they could be if they changed. So you keep thinking and praying that this time will be different. But it never is. The person who doesn't want to change must want to. Help from everyone else won't help them until they want to change on their own. They have to want to get better more than you do. For their freedom, you can't fight more hard than they do. And if you try, you'll be too tired to do anything while they stay the same. What are we going to do with all of this? Do we become less interested and cold? Do we no longer help people at all? Not at all. We learn how to be smart. We learn how to tell the difference between someone who is having a hard time and someone who is stuck. People who need help and people who just want a free ride are taught to be different. We learn to see things clearly, without judging them or being fooled by them. Not enabling is not real kindness. Sometimes, being truly compassionate means stepping back and letting people deal with the results of their decisions. This is because people often finally wake up after a hard time, when they've hit rock bottom. You get results when you help the right people. You can see growth when you pour into good dirt, but you will only see loss when you give to people who aren't ready, who don't want to change, and who will only use you and drain you. Your energy is worth a lot. You only have so much time. You have limited funds, so you need to be smart about where you put them. You shouldn't help everyone. That's not mean either. That's smart. Today, ask yourself, who am I helping that I should let go of? Who do I need to save who needs to fall? Which person do I allow to avoid facing their own consequences? When you know the answer, don't be afraid to take a step back, not out of anger or bitterness, but because you know that letting someone feel the full weight of their choices is sometimes the most loving thing you can do, because you can't save everyone in the end. You can only show them the way, and it's up to them whether they take that road or not. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. If you enjoy philosophy insights like this, see you in my next video.